Thank you very much for joining us. Just one main big message, if you could tell us. What's the big message you give in your speeches? Just one. What do you want to get across in this election?
The time for Madhya Pradesh is one for change. One in which every segment of society needs to be uplifted in Madhya Pradesh. Whether it's the farmers, the youth, the women, pretty much across the board. Everyone has suffered over the last 15 years. Shivraj Singh ji says, 15 saal bemisaal, I say, 15 saal behaal. And now is the time to bring about a change.
What went wrong with the Congress? The Congress used to win here, and then in 2003 it just lost, and then for 15 years it hasn't been able to regain power. What went wrong? What did you do that went wrong?
Well, Pranoy, I think there's no point talking about the past, because if I get into the past, I'll be doing what the BJP does on a daily basis, right? So I want to talk about the present and I want to talk about the future. The Congress is united. The Congress worker is working with great gusto. We are going to see change in Madhya Pradesh, and we want to be in government not for the sake of seeking power like the BJP, but actually to serve the people. And this government, when it comes into in place over the next 2 to 3 weeks, will be a government that will serve the people.
So tell me about one indicator which I think might worry you, in fact which should or must worry you, which is the by-elections. You won the by-elections, but the margin narrowed in both the seats, and these were your own seats, and margin narrowed quite heavily. Now, does this worry you? Does it mean there is a swing in the BJP's favor?
At the end of the day, you either win or you lose. We've had 5 by-elections in Madhya Pradesh in the last 12 months. 4 on an assembly level, 1 on a Lok Sabha level. I personally was in charge for 3 out of the 4 on the assembly level. The Congress party has won all 5 by-elections in Madhya Pradesh in the last 1 year. Very clear signal to the BJP that they're on their way out. By-elections in India always generally go in favor of the incumbent government. In Madhya Pradesh, it's been the other way around, which very clearly tells you that all the money pressure, political pressure, I had 40 ministers of the government sitting in 2 assemblies in my parliamentary constituency. Their single effort was to make sure that I lose. But I've always said this, and I repeat it on your show, कि भाजपा के धनबल के ऊपर, भाजपा के बाहुबल के ऊपर, जनबल हावी हो चुका है.
So according to you, which of these 2 leaders, Mr. Modi or Mr. Shivraj Chauhan, is more important? Who's slightly more popular, who's slightly less popular? Who's your main opponent?
Well, let me tell you this, that this election has turned into an election of the people versus the BJP. So the main opponent of the people of Madhya Pradesh are both Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji and Narendra Modi ji, for all the havoc that has been wreaked upon them in the last 15 years and in the last 5 years. There's an oft-repeated saying in English that goes that you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. And the time for reckoning for the BJP is now here.
We've been traveling across the strait, and we noticed that one scheme which seems to have really worked is the scheme to give pakka houses to the poor. And it does look like a lot of houses are being built. How are you going to counter that? And don't just say that nothing's been built, because we've seen those houses.
Well, first of all, that scheme was set up by the Congress government. The loans for the houses that are being given out today are being given out on the basis of the survey that we carried out when Dr. Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister in 2012 and 2013. So it is on the basis of the hard work of the Congress that today the scheme is being unveiled. Also, people do remember that this housing scheme has been in place for the last 15 years, all the way from the years of the Congress government.
So what went wrong with your party's tie-up with Mayawati? Are the doors closed to this alliance in future, or are you keeping them open?
But it didn't work out, and that's fine, because sometimes things are not to be. But that doesn't mean that the door is closed on that relationship for the future. in the Lok Sabha, we will try and right earnest to develop that relationship once again.